Welcome to the first weekly update for the month of August. Equity markets had a fantastic week last despite impacted by global volatility. There were events like the US Fed meeting and RBI policy meeting back home. Nifty rose to a new life high ending at 11,361 with gains of 0.7% for the week. The mid cap and small cap indices too gained 1.8% and 2.4% respectively. The bank nifty was almost flat at gains of 0.2% despite the PSU banking index gaining more than 4.5%. On the sectoral front, most sectors except for auto ended the week in green. The major gainers were pharma up 5%, the energy index gained 3.5%, while the metal index gained 2.5%. The FMCG index too gained almost 2.2%. Auto sector index was the lone underperformer, losing almost 1% for the week. In terms of institutional activities, there was a role reversal kind of stuff where the FIs bought equities worth 260 crores while the DIs were net sellers of equities worth more than 1000 crores. Last week was a action filled with central banks meetings across the globe. Back home, RBI raised rates by 25 basis points for the second straight time on the grounds of rising inflation. This was on back of fears of the increase in crude oil price, the falling currency, as well as the recent hikes in the MSP prices. The Bank of England too rose rates by 25 basis points, while the US Fed kept rates unchanged with the expectation or a probability of 2 more hikes during the year. Some of the other highlights from the week: India's fiscal deficit reached 4.3 lakh crores. This was almost 70% of the FY19 estimates. The infrastructure sector growth gathered pace in the month of June, posting a growth of 6.7% on a Y-on-Y basis. This was on a back of increased production in the refinery products, coal and cement. July month also witnessed a very healthy GST collection which stood at 96,500 crores. In a major development, Reliance overtook TCS to become the most valuable company in terms of market cap, crossing 7.5 billion in market cap last week. The auto numbers for the month of July came and were mostly in line. However, some numbers disappointed. Among them, the major disappointers numbers came from Maruti and Eicher Motors. The IPO market was abuzz with the HDFC AMC getting huge interest. The IPO was oversubscribed more than 80 times and saw a stellar listing on Monday this week at more than 1800 rupees per share. This was a gain of 65% from its issue price of 1100 rupees. For this week, some of the major global events are the China's trade balance data would be coming on Tuesday. The Japan GDP data would be released on Thursday. The US inflation data would be announced on Friday. There is not a major economic data expected from India this week. Hence, in absence of any major event, the June quarter results, progress of monsoon and some of the global events would drive the domestic markets. The noise on the ongoing trade war between US and China would continue to keep the market busy. Some of the other factors like the crude oil price, the INR movement and institutional flows would also be keenly watched. Last week, Nifty made a bullish candle on a daily as well as a weekly scale after a small decline, which indicates that the decline is being bought in the market. We expect the Nifty momentum to continue in this week as well. Nifty needs to continue to hold above the 11,300 mark to move towards the next levels of 11,435 and 11,500 zones. On the lower side, the key supports are at 11,250 and 11,170 levels. Thank you.